Warning, the episode of the Highlight Zone After Hours you are about to watch contains a digital download code for the film Obsession. First come, first serve. Come in here, get your code.
Stay tuned because your next stop is the Highlight Zone After Hours.
The Twilight Zone.
Starts off in 1862 is when it is, I think, and they're on a bridge and it's Confederate soldiers and they have one guy who you would assume isn't a Confederate soldier, and it's almost all silent. There's no real dialogue in this entire episode. He's on a bridge. They put a plank out there. They put a noose around his neck. He walks to the edge of the plank and he's about to go off.
The commandant nods his head. He steps off the plank and our poor guy with the noose plunges into the river below. When he plunges in, this thing is deep. He's dropping down 15, 20 feet and the underwater camera work is beautiful. He's struggling. He's looking above. He sees the reflection. He takes his hands out of the ropes. He undoes his legs and he emerges. He swims back to the top, looks around, gasps for air. The soldiers see him. Then the commandant gives the order to start shooting at him. So this guy hauls ass down the river, swims and swims and swims. They fire a cannon at him once. It then turns into rapids. He floats down the rapids. He goes over waterfalls.
While this is going on, he sometimes is getting flashes of his wife on this plantation, and it's beautiful.
Correct.
You don't really understand what's going on, but you get these flashes.
Yeah,
Justin.
so, once you see those flashes, you kind of get the sense that, once he falls in the water and he frees himself, the scene of him underwater trying to untie him was, first of all, beautifully shot, but also kind of stressful. And then once he comes back up and he's running away, you kind of get this sense that, he's probably going to try to find his way back to his wife and his kids and his family, his house. And so he's running. It's a really long time of him just kind of being by himself, going through the river. Once he gets out of the river, he's super excited and he's throwing dirt and he's just pumped to be alive. And then he finds himself back on land. There's the shot where he is going down this long road of trees and he's just running and running and running.
It is a fantastic dolly shot where the camera's moving forward while he's running away. It's incredible. I'm going to try to put in a clip right here.
You think he's miles away by this point.
Yep.
After he's on the sandbar and running, they're still shooting at him.
Yeah.
So he's not that far away from where the soldiers were to begin with.
Yeah.
So then he ends up back at the place and he sees his wife and they start running closer and he is hauling, like you were saying, just full speed. And he gets to her and he touches her face and she touches his and a tear rolls down her cheek. And it's this quiet, beautiful scene of them coming back, but something isn't quite right. It cuts back to the saddest part, which is the beginning of the episode. He falls off the plank and is hung and dead. And the entire episode was like, would you call it a fever dream?
Yeah.
It was,
it was a fever dream.
Yeah.
It was like a dream the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
of
dream.
his last seconds before death. And it's tragic and deeply sad, but beautifully shot.
Yeah.
And what a great story.
It was super intense because it was right before he got to his wife, he kind of spasmed. And
Yep.
that's the point
Yep.
right when
Like
he goes back.
right when he
It's like
got
he has
there,
a heart
couldn't,
attack and
then
he
was
falls
like,
backwards.
and
Yeah.
he went down.
Yep.
Say that again?
So he got there and then he was going to, and then and then
fell backwards.
Yeah, and then he fell backwards and then it was just a dream.
I was calling to see if there's a way I can cancel a wish.
I'm sorry, we don't really do that.
All right, so here's a little bit of trivia on this one because this is important for one really, really big reason. This is one of the only episodes that Rod Serling had nothing to do with. As a matter of fact, the story about why this episode is in the Twilight Zone is quite amazing. And if you try to watch this episode on Paramount Plus, you can't because they do not have the rights to air this. And here is why. In let's see here, what year was it? Rod Serling was ready to take his end of season break after season 4 with all of season 5 already shot. He went to go see this at a French film festival screening, was so smitten with it when the film was over, he ran and tracked down the director and offered him money and bought the rights for $20,000. Then he immediately ended his trip, got on a flight back to LA so that he could record the intro and exit narrations and put the editing together with a little bit of English wording, and then they posted it, saving CBS over $100,000 in production. And the thing that's so cool is when they saw what he did, they tried to give him another 6th season of the Twilight Zone, and he said no.
Nope.
He said no, he was done with all of that, but this episode was so cool that the studio said, we need forward-thinking people like this to still do it, but he said no, he was gonna make Night Gallery and all of his other stuff. So this is a crucial episode because all of season 5 was done. But he saw this and was like, I can make this an episode. I just think it's absolutely magical. Deeply sad, super beautiful, but I have to tell you, you gotta watch this one with a little bit of reverence because it's quiet. There's no dialogue. It is just 23 minutes of a chase scene in the woods, shot impeccably. And it won an Oscar.
Yep.
And the winner an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Paul Durobe and Marcel Ishak.
Go check this one out, but I'm telling you, you have to find it. Where did you find it? Tubi. You said, was that where you found it?
Yeah, on Tubi.
On Tubi, and if you have any of the discs, it's on there, and even if you buy it from Apple, it's on there, but the one place you can't watch this episode is Paramount Plus. All right, so this episode has a 9 for me. Not a perfect 10, even though it's pretty damn close. What do you got?
I'll give it a 9. I don't think it was a 10. It was so unique, though. It's a solid 9 for a bunch of different reasons, but it's great.
Yeah,
It's a 9.
absolutely. Bonnie, what did you think? Because you watched it
I
yesterday
give
too.
it at least a 9. It's very different than the others, but I think it was beautiful. I thought it was heartfelt. I thought it was unique. I loved it.
Justin, what about you?
I was also a 9. I think just how much it kind of ripped your heart out there at the end when it got your hopes up. It's something that I don't remember seeing on any other shows, but it's a really fun one.
I think I may be the only 10 here because this is like my top 3. I absolutely love this one. The first time we watched it, I was hooked. It's so different than everything else, but it's so ahead of its time. It is definitely top 3.
Fitz, what about you? You watched it for the first time? You give it a 10?
Yep, I give it a 10.
Did you like the idea that the whole time it was a dream?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a dream. I thought it was not real for a second, but then I saw at the end, I'm like, oh, it was a dream the whole time.
Yeah. Pretty good, pretty sad though. All right, everybody. Good time. See you later in another dimension. Thanks for joining.
Peace out.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Where is this place and when? The answer is, it doesn't make any difference.
Can you say eggs?
Steve is.